Okay, sorry about that. We back. That was weird. Which was crashing every time, or not Twitch, OBS was crashing every time I opened it, like unusable. So I had to essentially do an uninstall and reinstall. But can you hear me? Is everything working? I saved all of the settings, so it should be the same. Uh-oh. Maybe it's not. Because I can see your, I can see your chat in like my activity feed, but not in the, my browser, or not in the window. Hang on. Let me see. 1 second. To disconnect everything. That'd be super annoying. But should be, I mean, simple fix. Let's see. Good morning, Yoichi. Yeah, rip browser source. It's definitely a problem with the with Restream. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix it. Oh, I hope I don't have to redo the whole thing. That would not be fun. Oh, that would be why. Let's see if that works now. Oh, thank you. My hairstyle. I don't think I did anything different today. Maybe a little. I did get a haircut for here. Jeez. Sorry, everybody. Just one hair. Yeah, exactly one. There we go. Fixed it. That was weird. Amazing. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Okay. Everything is back to normal. But what were we? Okay, today we're doing fire. We're gonna paint. I did a few things with our guy in between now and our last stream. So I primed all of the fire white so that it's nice and bright, and I pre-applied where some of the reflections of that fire are going to go. So just did a couple of those basic things just so we can focus on actually painting the fire today, so that it doesn't like take up the whole, because it would take up the whole time to do that, because this had to dry like 4 coats, and we would spend the whole time watching paint dry, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna make it look really fun today, and I'm going to show you how to do wet blending. That's the biggest thing. So we're gonna use 2 colors to do wet blending. We're gonna use Imperial Fist and, what is this? Magdaroth Flame. So that should be our 2 initial colors, and then we're gonna do some effects on the tips of the fire so that it looks like it's turning to ash at the top. But it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited. Let's switch to the paint cam. Let's make sure that works too. Okay. You can see my gray sweatpants. I need to adjust my camera a little bit, hang on. Imperial Fist, yes. So first things first, we have to base coat the fire all with Imperial Fist. This is the initial color that we're gonna be using for the under layer of the fire. And that's gonna be pretty easy. I like this contrast paint a lot. It's got a orange tint to it while still being a nice yellow. But this is gonna, the fun part of this is that it's gonna be, it's such a bright color right out of the gate. We'll actually do it on this one first, just to give it a test. Whew, so bright. In fact, it's a little, turn that down a little bit. Just the lamp of brightness so that maybe you can see it a little bit better. So you can see like the reflections too here. So this is where all these white spaces on the back is where we're gonna also paint some reflection of the heat coming off of the fire, the light coming off of the fire that's gonna be red. I'm telling you, it's gonna look really cool. I also really like this song. There we go. This is turning out really well. I can't tell if the camera's picking up like the orange tint in it. It looks like it maybe is, but it's pretty yellow in the camera. So let's see if it'll show up better when I apply the actual orange to the other steps of this. But first we got to get all this base coated. And you'll see that I am going a little over onto the actual model just past the flame. That's on purpose because we're definitely going to be doing some lighting effect. And it's brighter the closer it is to the flame, so it would be the same color as the initial base coat because that's always going to be the brightest. Yeah. Oh, and by the when I got my haircut today, they kind of did a like a military thing on the side. Don't know. I didn't ask for that, but I think it looks pretty good. Not part of the military, nor have I ever been, but maybe because my head is square. The 2-in-1 fade? Yeah. It's looking good. It's gonna look better. I promise. We're gonna get real crazy. And the thing that's gonna push it over the top is the lighting effect. Here's the big flames on top. So this first coat does not need to remain wet. In fact, you don't want to wet blend this one. It's the next part. And it's kind of it's a trick that I'll show you how it works when we get to that. But it's essentially how we make a smooth transition from the mid level of the flame to the top of the flame. And it's gonna look really cool. I'm glad I have a bigger brush. This is gonna take a while. We're getting there. By the way, how's everybody's day going? I should probably just ask that more. I feel like I blab a lot about like, and this is how you do this, or this is the effect that we're looking for, da 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 da. But how are you guys? I know V is always working. Man, that yellow's turning out really, really well. But the reason that it is turning out well is because of the white undercoat. You absolutely have to have a light enough undercoat for this to work. If you go straight black, it's never gonna work. Oh, fun. I haven't been to a Halloween party in a while. We are going to one this year. I don't know what I'm gonna wear as my costume quite yet. I'll probably tell you once I decide. I was never the party type though. I would get invited to them sometimes, but I would not chicken out, but I wouldn't go because I'm too much of an introvert. I have social anxiety. As the kids say. As the fellow 30-year-olds say. My fellow 30-somethings. Okay. list while I still have it out. I'm just gonna... Golden... I got it. I'm either gonna do the Guts cosplay or the Blackjack cosplay for Halloween. Either one. It depends on what I'm able to get in time. Oh, that's right. I'm so excited for you, man. That's gonna be awesome. I hope that that all goes perfectly for you. You might already be able to start seeing these reflections working a little bit here. Just because we're putting on the initial set of them here. But they will get more, more obvious as we actually do the darker sections of them. Okay, so we've base coated all of the flames. Imperial Fist. But wow, is that yellow? Look at that. So now, this next part is a little more difficult. So it's going to involve some speed. So what we have to do is, to make this transition look good, is we have to take our orange contrast, put it on, clean our brush, and quickly move to the Imperial Fist again and mesh it in the middle. So I'll show you, I'll do this end piece as an example. So we got to get this on the end here. And while it's still wet, get some of the Imperial Fist and go into the middle of there and make that transition blend. This is wet blending. It's exactly how it sounds. And that's going to give us a nice, smooth, mid-range orange transition when it dries. So we got to do that for each flame and on each side. We'll stick with this side first. Lots of paint swishing going to be happening right now. Yeah, blending while wet. Who would have thought? It's a scary concept though. Beautiful orange. So it bled down a little bit here. I'm gonna bring that back up just a little bit. There we go. And this is still only the second stage. The third stage is we're gonna do a darker red on essentially the tips into the darkest possible red so that we make it look like it's spewing ash. No, no, you'll do fine. Because remember, this is also my first time doing this. I'm being 100% serious. Another thing to remember too, just about this, is that don't worry about getting like an even line. In fact, it's not good to get an even line towards the bottom of this little transition. It should be kind of wavy, kind of messed up, because obviously flames aren't straight lines. So that wouldn't make sense. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Let's see how it's kind of melding and meshing in there. Looking a little bit better. If it was just using the one color, second color, it would have a really harsh line down the middle, and it wouldn't look right. So we got to do this little bit of blending to make it look a little nicer. One thing, when in doubt, go a little heavier on the Imperial Fist, because it's better to have a lighter transition than a darker one. The darker it is, the more you'll see that seam line, which is not what you want. Pretty good. Keep her moving. Zoom out a little bit. Wow, nice. You're at a like a farmer's market? Nice. I haven't been in one in a minute. I should go get some fresh preserves or something. By the way, I switched my cup to a mug. It's a little louder for all the ASMR fans. Hey, what's going on, Jenna? It's always good to have you. I love the chat derailment. It makes it more fun. Today we're doing a little bit of wet blending here on this flame. Doing pretty good so far. Nice. I read that as MLM for a second, and I'm like, oh, please don't get into a I don't know if they have those in France, actually. And I'm sure you probably do. Oh no, is it back now? It seems like it since you're able to chat. Okay, good. I think this is turning out really well. Keep the good feelings going. Okay, almost there. And then once we have this, we have to let it dry a little bit. There we go. Ooh, got a little bit too wet right here. So see how it bled down, but that's okay. We can fix that. Essentially, we kind of got to hold it up. Kind of like this. But I think this turned out really well so far. But we have to let it dry now. We gotta be patient with this part. In the meantime, you can make a little bit of a mix here. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a one-to-one mix of the orange and yellow, just so that we can have something to... There we go. So that we can put in our secondary reflections. So like here and here. Notice too, I'm not being very precise. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm doing it to show that you don't need to be super precision surgical with your reflections, because it's just a transition from lighter to darker as we move away from the light source, and it will look like it's glowing. So do not be afraid of this step. But we're getting there. I think those flames look pretty flamey. Trying to wick up a little bit of this excess just so that it doesn't dry solid right there. My stream didn't cut out, did it? Are we still going? I hope so. Okay. Then we have some of the darker red. Just it never. I hope so. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for showing up again. We're doing real scary, spooky flames. And we're purposefully not doing, what would you call it? Traditional lighting effect, meaning that we're being very rough with it. Because the goal of this is to show that you don't need one like an airbrush. You don't need a, you don't need perfect blending to make this smooth blends to make something look like it's glowing. The key really is just the transition from brighter reflection to darker reflection. Is why it burns. Yeah. I would hope so. Okay, we're getting there. And these aren't even the only hot spots. The axe underneath is also going to be hot. Space Marines do spit acid. But how does this look so far? Our flame glowy effect. I think it's looking pretty good. Seven bones? Out of what? Proving. It's a hot deal. I think so too. I think we ought to take it. There we go. I think he caught on fire is what happened. I think that's what his problem is right now. Okay, now we're moving to this end. Yeah, no, it's definitely. I mean, why wouldn't you? You would definitely have AC in here. Okay, now let's do the axe a little bit. Molten themed. I'm not worrying about getting it on the metal part right here because we will fix the metal part later and when we make it a different color, but we want to do the initial transitional color first. Along with any little reflections here. He's turning out real good. Just getting warmed up. Exactly. Okay. Now we can do our little bit of wet blending on the axe too, because we do want that also to have its own little bit of style. The gaming laptop. No way. Okay, here's where we take it a little over the top. I don't know who's ready or not, but this is when we get crazy. We're gonna add Mephiston red, a dark red, to the tips. I know, everybody's scared. Don't worry, don't worry. It's all gonna work out. Everybody said, no, it's perfect the way it is. Please, for the love of God, don't mess with it. But I'm gonna mess with it anyway. The key with this part is do not make the ends of the transition even. To kind of make it scratchy. The more natural looking, the better. It should have different, it should be coming down in sort of different directions and at different intensities. There we go. I think we're approaching the end of this fire effect. There is even, like, I'm hesitant to do it, but there's even one more thing we can do to make this even crazier. And that is, we're going to take a very, very, very light orange that's lighter than the Imperial Fist to put at the very bottom of the flames, just little flecks at the very bottom. And that should increase the brightness even a little more. Let's see. We'll do a test over here in case I'm wrong. Nope, that works. But I don't know if you guys can tell just how rough I'm being with all of this. I haven't used any precision strokes on anything during this process, and you shouldn't. There we go. A little more back here. This is fine. Hey, this is fine. It's fine. He likes it. Shake the paint. Let's see. Let me get a good one. There we go. That's some good ASMR right there. Top quality. Okay. We are coming along. We are coming along nicely. I am well pleased with this. Need to let that dry a little bit. Also the bottom here. We're definitely getting there. I think our reflections turned out really well. What do you guys think? Does the lighting look? This is a brushed lighting, not an airbrush, not anything else. I think it's looking pretty good. Thank you. I think it turned out really well. It definitely is the most, it sells it the most. A little more on the face here. There's a little more intensity there. Okay. We need a little more, little brighter on the back. Let's focus on the back a little bit here. Putting down a little bit of white just so that I can come back over it with the yellows that I'm wanting. I need it to be a little more intense than what it is right now. Okay, we'll let that dry. Is the axe almost there? It's almost there. I think I need a darker... Maybe... I wish that I had... Would this be it? No. Just want a slightly darker orange. Or maybe this will work. Maybe if I just reapply the lighter. Then the darker at the bottom, just the bottom. Okay, I think we've got it so far. Whew. That one was intense, but super fun. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this is where we're at so far. We've got some hot fire. And I hope that this was a good lesson in wet blending. We can zoom in. I think it still looks good even zoomed, which is kind of the test. Now, there's still stuff that we have to do now that we've established the light. So now on next stream, at the beginning of next week, now we do all of the accessories. So we establish differentiation in the model. Now that all of the light values have been established, we get to do things like the jewels and this rope and the different metallics of the aquillas and things like that. So we can paint those now next time, so that when it will make the flames look even more pronounced when we put them in. Light does have value. An extreme value. Real quick, actually, just before. Just before we call it, just because this is finished drying, just gonna apply that yellow where I wanted it. And then a little orange. And then the red. Back of the blade here a little bit. Okay. Well, that was fun. I hope that you guys like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. Oops. But this is where we ended up. I think that looks pretty great. And it's from here, it looks like it's really glowy, which is the goal of it. He looks so small compared to my hand right now. But I think that we get the point. So next stream is Monday, and we're going to do the other smaller aspects of the model. We're going to do the jewels, we're going to do the ropes, and we're going to do little extra details that are going to make this pop even more, because this makes it like you could technically do what's called like a two-tone, where you do a half light source on the other side, and just call it. But we want to add a little more value to that. So hope you guys like him. He was super fun to do so far, and we will finish him up next week. But either way, thanks so much for hanging out with me, everybody. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, V. Thank you, FJ. Thank you, Okaburo. Thank you, Yoichi, for all hanging out. I always love having you. Thank you, and thank you, Jenna, even though she's, I think, not here anymore. I think she had to go because her connection was getting messed up. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you on Monday. This guy turned out awesome. See you later.